You're at a party, the music's loud, people are laughing, someone just handed you a drink, and yet you feel completely, utterly alone. Not sad exactly, just invisible, like you're watching your own life through a glass window. If you've ever felt that way, in a crowd, in a classroom, even with your closest friends, I need you to stay with me for the next 8 minutes. Because what you've been feeling isn't weird. It isn't weakness. It's actually one of the most psychologically complex experiences a human being can have. And today, we're going to break down exactly what's happening inside your mind and why. What is this feeling? Psychologists call it social loneliness, and it's completely different from being physically alone. See, most of us think loneliness means sitting by yourself in an empty room, but that's not how modern loneliness works. Research from the University of Chicago found that loneliness isn't about how many people are around you, it's about how connected you feel to them. You can be surrounded by 200 people and feel like a ghost. And you can be sitting alone in a coffee shop and feel completely at peace. The difference? Perceived connection. When your brain doesn't register emotional resonance with the people around you, it sends out a quiet alarm, a feeling of separation, of being unseen. That feeling? That's the alarm going off. The psychology behind it. So why does this happen to some people more than others? There are three main psychological patterns at play. Number one, hyper self-awareness. People who feel alone in a crowd are often intensely self-monitoring. They're not just living the moment, they're watching themselves live it, analyzing every word they say, every reaction others have. Psychologists call this the observer effect in social settings, and it creates an invisible wall between you and everyone else. Number two, emotional depth mismatch. Some people simply feel things more intensely. When a conversation stays surface level, weather, football, what's on Netflix, they start to feel like an alien. They're craving depth, meaning, real conversation, and when they don't get it, they disconnect. This is incredibly common among people who score high in what psychologists call openness to experience, one of the big 5 personality traits. Number 3, attachment wounds. If you grew up in an environment where emotional connection felt unpredictable, maybe a parent was emotionally unavailable, or you moved around a lot, your nervous system may have learned to expect disconnection even when it isn't there. You walk into a room already bracing for invisibility, and so invisibility is exactly what you feel. Real-world patterns. Here's something I find fascinating. This experience is incredibly common among 3 specific groups of people. The high achievers, the ones who look the most sorted from the outside. Great career, busy social life, always at the event. But internally, they feel like they're performing a version of themselves rather than actually being themselves. The deep thinkers, the ones who notice things others don't, who process the world differently, who often feel like they're speaking a language nobody else around them quite understands. And the healers, the people who are so focused on making others feel comfortable, asking how everyone else is, keeping the energy light, that they forget to actually show up for themselves. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. These aren't flaws. These are actually signs of a highly developed inner world. But that inner world needs connection too. And if you keep pouring yourself into spaces that don't speak your language, you will always feel alone in them. Let's talk brain science for a second, because this is important. Research from Brigham Young University found that chronic loneliness, even social loneliness, increases your risk of early death by 26%. That's more than obesity, more than physical inactivity. Because your brain processes social pain in the same region as physical pain.